Andy from DeVille, welcome to Nightbreed. How's it going?
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to chat. So are you in Sweden at the moment?
Yeah, it's kind of 10 o'clock in the morning here on Eastern holiday.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's really nice. Spring is coming, a little bit cold, but it's nice weather also. So yeah, it's a big holiday over here. So
yeah, that's cool, man. Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got the long weekend as well, which is always great. A few days off.
Yeah, you have that too. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
International, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So obviously you guys are heading this way pretty soon, but I wouldn't mind going back to the beginning if that's cool to start with. So were you there day one, 2004, or have you come since then?
Yeah, we started out. Yeah, we made some demos during those years and made maybe 2004 2005, you can say. It's a little bit, I don't remember exact date. We released our first split LP in 2006, I think. So yeah, okay. 2004 or 5 years.
Yeah, cool. And I read that most of you were playing in sort of different styles of music in other bands and other projects at the time. What kind of brought you all together to create the DeVille sound, do you think?
I think we were searching for some while, for like 3 or 4 years. Didn't really know what we wanted to play. It didn't really find our own sound that we could do anything good with. But with this, when we discovered that scene and tried a little bit more of those kind of riffs and not going the metal way in heavier music, but with grooves and everything. That was something special for us, and we found that we got a good feeling about it. We had something, and it was especially really fun because it was heavy and groovy and not that aggressive. And that was we made a demo and it felt better than everything else we've done before. So that was the way we found something, because all my heroes are 90s band, and that's a lot from that scene also, with heaviness but not the full metal aggressivity, the part there. So yeah, so that was how we started.
Yeah, that's cool. So do you mean bands like Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, that kind of sound? Does that sort of mean?
Yeah, that's a big part of it also. Connected with the desert scene. Yeah, the obvious bands like Caius and Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, cool.
And Fu Manchu and those bands.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, you were just saying the first release was that split with, is it Sergej the Freak? Is that?
Yeah. Sergej the Freak, or Sergej the Freak. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. How'd you get together for that split? How did that come about?
Yeah, the thing was that it was really hard to reach out with this kind of music in Sweden. And we knew that there was a scene down especially growing in the eastern part of Europe, or in Germany also. And they were really hungry for that kind of music. And we saw that many of those bands that they came back and did reunion tours and especially played there. And so we sent the demo to a German label that both did touring and released records, and they come up with an idea. We have this other Swedish band that you might want to do a split record with, and we tried, because then we can reach double the audience. It was the first release, so we were open for that. So that was how it started, and then we started to tour as well in Germany. So that's because our music is a lot bigger down in Europe than it is in up here in Scandinavia.
Okay. How did you find starting out with gigs and things? Like, were you playing gigs at home, or were you kind of going elsewhere to play?
Yeah, we had, but not near the amount that we got when we got the possibility to tour abroad. So we started out with Germany, and then it just got bigger, and we found a Belgian label, and that got us to tour all of Europe. and then we got American label, and then we could tour the US as well, and so that was kind of, it grew a little bit with every record. But still we're playing a lot more abroad than up here in Sweden. We do we're gonna do some weekends here in Denmark and in Sweden now before we go to Australia, but it's it's not that big, and it's a weekend country, so you play maybe Friday or Saturday, and so that's about it here. Yeah.
Okay. The list of countries you've toured is pretty impressive. Which countries really do you think so far, anyway, like connected with the music? Like, which crowds were sort of like, oh yeah, they're switched onto this, you know?
First it was, of course, Germany. We really connected with that crowd there, and then we got the opportunity to tour in Italy also a lot, and got to work with some really good promoters down there, and that was really a big lift for us. So we were there maybe every second year from 2008 to just before the pandemic. So we kind of had a good following there, or hopefully we still have. So those countries, if you want to pick two, Germany and Italy, has been really good for us.
Yeah, cool. And you've toured with a lot of bands as well, like the one you mentioned. You said Fu Manchu earlier. You guys have played with them. Have you struck up any relationships with these bands, you know, that you've been touring with, that kind of stuff?
We didn't really with Fu Manchu. I think that's many years ago. But we played with. We have some common friends with Brant Björk. He knows his friends down in Germany also, so we met him a couple of times, and we played with Red Fang and Torch, and those were really nice guys. We supported them for the Swedish run a couple of years ago here, and you run into these bands in the scene all the time, but I wouldn't say that we have a closer relationship to them. I met Brant a couple of times, and all there's also an Italian label that we were on, and they put out all these legends now. So if you play a festival that they organize, you maybe run into some other legend there. So it's not that big scene. So
that's cool. I'm talking about other bands. What have you been listening to lately? What kind of stuff are you checking out?
And the thing is that I listen to everything, actually. Personally, I have a wide taste. I'm not stuck in a corner for that. If it's good, it's good. But the band has taken a turn more to like a little more progressive metal. So of course I have my favorite records, but I try to bands that I think I should like. So I listen to. I recently, last weekend, I were at the Meshuggah gig here in Sweden, and that was really good because they're like the godfathers of this, the gent thing that is really, all the deathcore, all the bands. So it was really nice to finally see those, and I don't think they could have done that tour without the hype it is in that kind of music now. So it's really fun because I don't think they've done a arena tour in Sweden for like 20 years or something. So they're riding that wave, from the bands that made that kind of guitars. But that's kind of extreme music. I gave the new In Flames record a chance also, and I think that's one of the better they've done. We talk, so it's been kind of a little heavier music lately. So that's what I can think of right now. But as the year goes by, it's like you have chosen your favorite records, and those ones that were important for me for 15 years ago are still important. So but I try to check new stuff, and it's I like music also that can be like kind of a challenge to listen to, like Meshuggah, and also so it's not the most easy, obvious music, the turns it takes in songwriting and stuff. So that's what I've been listening to lately. Yeah.
That's cool. You guys have a few really good music videos. I wanted to ask about a couple that what remains. Where you know, you got the drag and everything. That car is anyone the lucky owner of that car, or did you guys rent a DeVille?
It's Henrik. He lived in Los Angeles for a while and worked there and did the music videos. He started out. He did Love also 10 years ago for us, and it's a good friend of ours. So he said, he said I can come up with a crazy idea for that video. And he's a crazy talented dude as well, so it's perfect to work with him, because you never know what he's gonna come up for ideas, and we're not really good at that, so we leave that to him. So he just said, I think I'm gonna do. He was living there, so he couldn't come and film us back here, because we've done all the videos here before in Malmö. So he had a friend there and borrowed a DeVille, of course, and he said, we're just gonna do something crazy. Me and my friend, we're gonna dress up as like in these brides' dresses, and then we're gonna go and smash beer cans on the countryside and just be crazy. And I said, sounds like you're gonna, blow up the internet with that video. Because it's like a heavy song, and you get that kind of crazy small story, just two dudes in brides' dresses. It was like, it's really funny, so why not? It doesn't have any deeper meaning in it more than that. It's really effectful, and it's a crazy video to a cool song. So that was the story behind that. So that's why we're not in it, because he did it in Los Angeles.
Cool. And then the video for Lava, you got the whole first person point of view thing going on. How'd that come together? That's pretty cool.
We didn't think about it first, but then that's a funny story, because it was the first video he did for us, and he had so many ideas that we turned down. So he got tired of us and said, "No, guys, I'm tired of you now. You're just turning down everything." And we didn't have any good ideas either ourselves. So he said, "I'm just have one thing, and you're gonna like it." So it turned out to this Prodigy Smack My Bitch Up kind of thing, point of view thing just going, and it turned out great. It's most viewed video, and it's really good, really good story that our drummer having a big trouble coming to the show or to the studio. So it was actually, we didn't know the plot before, but it turned out great, and it's memorable. We lived because it came out so early. It came out because there was like a long wait for the record to be released. We had it ready in 2012 and didn't come out until 2013. Hydra, the record that song is on. So we lived for that video for like a year. So it kept us that we had something, because we haven't by then released anything for like 3 or 4 years.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the story.
Yeah, that's cool. And then a more recent one, the Killing Time video. You got a bit of a midsummer thing going on there, yeah?
Exactly. And it's also, of course, it's Henrik and Peter also. They've done a lot of the videos together, but Henrik as the driving force behind everything. And it was really funny, because there was this commercial for IKEA, the warehouse. And it was a crazy commercial for this kind of a long movie. It's like a small movie they did on TV, and it was just a crazy, nasty people drinking, homemade liquor with, really countryside, old style. So he said, let's do something like that. But you're the guys doing the party that is flipping out this really, the drinking hard liquor, the way it was back then on the countryside, with the pole and everything. So that was a story about that. So it turned out great, because I think we make heavy music, but if you can combine that with something memorable for like a video, it can, it makes perfect it can be a good match.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't have to be like a dark song and a dark video, like everything. It's like a contrast. So I think it's yeah, I trust him a lot when it comes with crazy ideas.
Yeah, that's cool. So was it September? Heavy Lies the Crown last year? Was that
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So how was you guys have been around a while? How was the approach towards this record different from say the previous ones?
Yeah, well, it wasn't the most fun record to record because we had it ready so long because we didn't have anything else to do actually. Yeah, because of the pandemic. And we were supposed to come to Australia in 2020, but that was put on hold, and we waited for like a couple of months to see how long it's going to be closed down and everything, and then the time just went by. So we got the record ready in 2021. And then we went back to it and checked it was good, and we let it rest, and we went back to it and see if we were satisfied. So we kind of got tired of it, really, So when we knew it so well, and all the songs we got back to say, yeah, they're good. They're still good. The ones that are good, we thought before, like a year ago, they were still good. So we got a deadline from our label. So we had a little problem finding a producer because we wanted to work with someone new and they weren't available. So it was like a little problem with the logistics and time with everything. Okay. So actually we got in a studio outside where we recorded everything before with a new guy that isn't a metal rock guy, but we trust him a lot because we know him. So he made a record and we did it really fast. And we weren't like in the studio together. So what was just like work, really, you put your parts, you put the parts there, and then we had a deadline, we must do this. So it wasn't like a creative situation for everyone. We're coming up and creating nice stuff that it usually is. Maybe we have the records ready normally to 85%, maybe 85. Now it was like 98. So there wasn't much left to change or do new stuff, and we left that to BS, who did the record, just some small producing extra, adding the last stuff on the record. So it was weird, actually. Yeah, to be honest, it was a weird record to do because we had to do it, and there are many good songs, but it was really just putting everything on tape. And I know many bands do it like that if they're a professional band and gotta get everything together. But for us, it's a full-time hobby, and the band is like a company, but we usually that part should be fun and creative, and but this time around it wasn't. But we really couldn't affect it ourselves either because those were the times. So
yeah.
So it's actually, but yeah.
What about leading up to it? Like, what was the writing process like? Could you guys get together? Like you're saying, the songs were pretty ready when you got in. Were you able to get together to write them in the first place?
Some stuff was written together. Before I wrote kind of everything, the first 3-4 records, maybe 3 records, and then we got people in the band that wanted to contribute, and that was good development in the band to get a mixture from everyone, because I'm not sure if I can write 100% 12 songs quality records year after year, so it was like it was a nice development, and we got new people in the band and did it. So we got it depends from song to song, and it was like this from on this record also, because sometimes you just have a part or two and you put it out there from there, say, what do you think of this, how we put it together. Or sometimes if you just have everything just goes really fast and everything works together, then it's not that much to do on it because it feels complete already. And sometimes and the other guys had some ideas that they worked on also, so it was kind of a maybe we wrote more separately, and that also contributed maybe that you're not really what do you say have a 100% feeling for a certain song, that you work on other songs that you feel more for. So So actually, what we can do better, and it's probably, better times next time that we do it, with the logistics and everything, that we can get everyone involved as much as possible. So it's not like, oh, you do your stuff and that is good and mine is good. Yeah, when we put it together, yeah, it works, because we didn't have the time or the effort to put in that anymore since it was so many years working on it. So it was like, yeah, we write some separately and some together, but to get everyone really involved and feel for the music, I think that as much as possible must be done together to feel that they were really a part of it,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are many bands that's one guy writing everything and had everything together, but those bands are, it works also, but it should work for every band. I think it's have their own vibe and how they work about everything. So we have it more divided between everyone, and I will see when we start doing new stuff how it will turn out and how it feels and how we're going to work. But the more the people are into the process, I think it's better for the record.
No, that's cool. So you're coming up to, you're pretty close to 20 years now, DeVille. How do you think, like, you've had lineup changes, that kind of thing? What stands out as probably the biggest change from when you guys were starting out to now, do you think?
I think the biggest change was in 2016 when our original drummer and bass player, they quit.
Oh.
So that was maybe the biggest change for the band, because I started out the bands with those guys and my cousin Marcus, who was the drummer then. So he was in the band for like, we played together since he was 15 and I was 20. Yeah. So it was like, so he was in the band for like 10 years. So that was a big thing, because the drumming is really important and he's a really good drummer. He's also a producer, so he couldn't continue because he's freelance. So it was tough for him being on the road and doing freelance work. So it was a common problem. So he had to pick, and we didn't have the money to compensate him for that. So that's why he still recorded the rest of the records, except for the last. So he's produced all the records. So he was a big a part of the band. And so when they left, I think that was the main or the biggest thing, that we had to find a drummer that could do it also. And it was tough. We had a lot of supplements and stand-ins and so it was hard from tour to tour, and you don't get the really identity if you have new people of the coming in and out and learning the songs, and everyone plays the songs in their own way. So it was hard to find someone, but we did. And we had a good run with Martin Fesberg. He came in 2017 after we had this replaced for Weir and other guys. And he was really good. He quit in 19, I think, but it was because of other things. So we found really good. And now we have Mike, who is an awesome drummer. So changing drummers have been the biggest. So when it started in 2016, I must say that, because the drums are really important in this band. I think it's like, if we don't have a good drummer, then the band doesn't feel complete. Of course, it's like that in all bands, but I play drums myself, and it's really important, So that was maybe the biggest change.
Yeah, cool. So you guys have a big Oz tour coming up from like June 5th to June 25th. Got a bunch of shows. Has DeVille played over here before?
No, first time.
Fantastic. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we should, like I said, 3 years ago. So it's really time now to get it together. So we're really thrilled and excited to come. Yeah,
no, that's great, man. Cool. I'm sure the Aussie crowds will dig the grooves. I think we'll get into it. It's cool. Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome. It's looking really good already. So we're excited.
Yeah, man. No, that's great. And you were saying, talking about a next record or something that you'll try and work more together. Is something sort of in the works? Are there riffs being written, that kind of thing?
Yeah, there is, but there is no plan because it's kind of fresh already. It's it was like 7 months old record, so we don't have a plan, and I don't personally really know what road we're gonna take or how the progress is gonna be. So we're gonna do this tour, and we're gonna play during the summer and have some stuff in the autumn. So I think, of course, there's going to be ideas, but we're not going to put any really effort into it because we just got this lineup is kind of fresh also because we got Eric, a new guy on bass. He came in the autumn for that tour when we released the record. So we got the band together again and feeling that we feel tight and everything, and then when we're ready, playing everything we wanted on this record, then we can sit down and say, okay, what do we want to do, what feels good, what we're doing good now, and what doesn't feel good, what type of the things we do. So I think maybe in autumn, or at the end of the year, we're going to sit down and evaluate.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Yeah,
that's cool. Awesome. Look, Andy, thanks heaps for your time. I'm in Western Australia, so I'll see you at Spliffs and Riffs, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Cool. Thanks a lot, man. Have a good one, eh?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.